We talked previously about how derivatives help you find the slope of a point, and the slope at a point on a curve is the same or equivalent to the slope of the line tangent to that point. So the slope of a tangent line is the same as the slope at a point on a curve. Something they may ask you to do at different times is to find the equation of a tangent line. So here it says find the equation of the tangent line for the graph y equals 3x squared at x equals 2. Well, whenever you need the equation of a line, there are two things you have to have, and that's a slope and a point. So that's a really important thing to make sure you have in your head. Anytime you're asked to find the equation of a line, you need to find a slope and you need to find a point. So I'm going to start with a point. If you notice, we're given x equals 2, so we kind of have half a point. We have the x coordinate, but we need the y coordinate. To find the y coordinate, we need to plug our x into our original function. So I get 3 times 2 squared, which is 3 times 4, or 12. So my ordered pair, my point that I'm going to cross, is 2, 12. So again, to find the equation of a line, I need a point and I need a slope. I now have my point, so I need to find the slope. To find slope in calculus, you have to take the derivative. So here our equation is y equals 3x squared. Its derivative would be 6x. Now if I want to know the slope at x equals 2, I need to plug in 2 for x. So it turns out my slope is also 12. Now this is a complete coincidence. It's going to be very rare that your slope and your y are going to be the same number. So don't think that's usual. But now we have a slope and a point. So I'm going to use the point slope form, which looks like y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, and I'm going to find the equation of my line given my slope of 12 and my point 212. So y minus y1, that's our y value, which is right here, it's 12, equals m, that's our slope, that's also 12, x minus x1, x1 is our x value, which is 2, and we get this. So now let's just solve for y. 12 times x, 12 times negative 2 gives you 12x minus 24. And then add 12 to both sides. And we get y equals 12x minus 12. And just so you know, the AP test actually will also accept this form of the answer. This is left in point slope form. In fact, occasionally on a multiple choice question, they'll leave it in that form. Okay, next example, find the equation of the line tangent to, and then there's this function, square root of x plus 1 all times x to the 2/3 minus 3x at x equals 1. So again, they're asking us to find the equation of a line, and the two things we must have for the equation of any line are a slope and a point. Okay, so we have the first half of our point, we have the x value. Now we need to find the y value, and we do that by plugging 1 in for our x's. Okay, square root of 1 is 1. 1 to the 2/3 is 1, and 3 times 1 is 1. So I get 2 times negative 2, and I get negative 4 for my y value. So my ordered pair, or my point, is 1, negative 4. Now the next thing I need to do is find my slope. And in calculus, if you're finding slope, you need to use a derivative. So with this particular function, to do the derivative, we have to use the product rule. So I'm going to identify that our first function, I'm going to rewrite that square root of x as x to the 1/2 plus 1. My second function is x to the 2/3 minus 3x. F prime is 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. G prime is 2/3 x to the negative 2/3 minus 3. Oh, sorry, back up. That would be 2/3 x to the negative 1/3 minus 3. Make sure you subtract 1 correctly when you do it. And then we need to do f prime times g. Plus f times g prime. If you want to go ahead and simplify all this, you can, but personally I find it simpler to just go ahead and plug 1 in right here and then go from there. So I need to plug in 1. This is my derivative that I have written here. So that's my slope formula, so to speak. But I need to find the slope specifically where x equals 1. Well, if I start plugging in 1, 1 to the negative 1/2 is just 1. And then 1 to the 2/3 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. And then 1 to the 1/2 is 1. And then 1 to the negative 1/3 is 1. And we should end up with that. So we're getting there. This one's a little longer. We have 1/2 times negative 2 plus 2 times negative 7/3. So that gives us negative 1 minus 14/3, or negative 17/3. So my slope is negative 17/3. And if I'm going to scroll back up, I can see that my point is 1, negative 4. Now I need to use those two pieces of information to write the equation of my line. So I'm going to again use the point slope form. I do y minus my y value, which is negative 4, equals m, which is negative 17/3. That's my slope. X minus the x value, which is 1. And then simplify. Y minus the negative 4, that's plus 4. I distribute the negative 17/3. And then subtract 4 from both sides. So my final answer is going to be y equals negative 17/3 x plus 5/3. And that is how you find the equation of a tangent line.